because the new year is coming up, right? We know this is the last day of the 2021 year. So we know what next year everybody got their, New Year's resolutions, these plans and all this other stuff they want to do. And I respect that, right? And I do think that people need to, do things to make themselves feel better and make them be more impactful and inspirational. And with that being said, Deke, this is a prime example of a book that'll help you out with all those things, man. The Most Theory of Life. Authored by yours truly, man. Absolutely, man. But with the book, man, like we talk about, helps you become a person of inspiration and impact. Just little things that I've done in my life to help me get to where we are, principles and values that I operate with, things that I think are helpful, man. A lot of people that I've read it, they speak very highly of it as well. So, if you're looking for some New Year's, motivation, some New Year's reading material to get you on the right direction, check the book out, moachtheory.com, baby.
I got a few angles on this one because I'm not thrilled about how the press conference went.
Well, first off, what did he say?
So the main
let's get to what he said first, and then we can break it down.
Yeah, this is have a little fun with. This is the main one. He says all signs point to Monday Night Football being Ben's last regular season home game.
Did Ben say that, or somebody said that about Ben?
No, he said that.
Oh, I thought it was out the horse's mouth.
Yeah, he said all signs point to that.
Oh, not some. All of the signs point. Oh man, all right.
Yeah, it says all signs point. I don't know the exact quotes, but it's saying that on this headline right now.
That does sound pretty accurate. I do think he said all signs. All.
Yeah, that one's on NFL.com. There's another one, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, signs pointing to Monday night being final home game at Heinz Field. So yeah, he said that because he was getting asked about importance of this one. I actually couldn't even hear the questions in the press conference. They were so muffled in the background. But yeah, that's what he said. Now I'll bring this up.
What else did he say? Was there anything else?
Still fighting for Lombardi this year. Really focused on this game, finishing out the season strong.
Anything about emotions?
I think at some point.
Yeah. He said he's trying to handle the emotions. He's already starting to feel those emotions.
Yeah, he said it might be hard, but honestly, being like the heat of the game, he thinks he'll be able to take care of it.
The emotions are really starting to hit him early, huh?
Talking about giving his career to the city, almost half of his life to the city, the fans, and all that.
So it sounds like a final run. That's what that's the mood. Is that what you? I don't want to put that in your mouth though. What was your takeaway from it?
It's leaning that way. Yes,
if you had to put a percentage on it,
all signs point to it being that way.
All signs point.
All signs point to it being that way.
If we're putting a percentage on it, 60%, 70%, or are you saying 90%? What's your thoughts? I'm asking for a friend. I'm just asking
percentages.
For a friend. Yeah. I mean, because he said all signs. I just want to know: do you feel the same way?
Here's why I bring up the different angles on this.
Okay, let's hear.
Because the first one I want to talk about is this. I don't think he's set on retiring.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
Because he's not speaking in definitives. He's saying,
but he said he always doesn't though. That was what he started out.
No, but he's saying signs pointing to, as in. It's not really in his control. Because if it was his decision, he would have said, yeah, this is my last home game. I'm going to retire after the season. It's my decision. He's saying signs pointing to it. And he kind of brought up the organization, this being the last year on his contract. So, I don't know if he's done.
I
don't think he's playing for another team, though. So this goes...
What?
Huh?
You don't think he's done, but you don't think he'll play for another team?
No, I don't. Okay. He wants to have the Steelers legacy being on one team for his whole career. So it goes back to what I've talked about prior in some of these podcasts. I don't think the Steelers want him back. That's what it's looking to. And that's what kind of Ben's saying in this press conference. It's disappointing. It's very disappointing.
No. Why is that disappointing, by the way?
Because I've mentioned before, I think the dude should go out on his terms. But... it's looking like.
And from the comments, you twisted his words already.
I didn't twist anything.
Yeah, you technically did. You technically did because you just spent it to now you're putting it where the organization is forcing him out, and he never once said that.
He never said that.
Exactly. So you can't. But that's speculation, though. You putting words in the mouth.
It's an angle.
But that's true. You're twisting his words because he didn't say that. He didn't say anything about the organization forcing him out. He said all signs are pointing to it. He says that emotionally it's going to be tough for me because for me, like I can feel that as well. Not once did he say, "Man, I feel like I'm being forced out." Not once did he say, "Like I don't want to retire. I'm not thinking about it." He was like, "Yeah, some days it's on his mind."
Oh, he's even mentioned that in prior podcasts.
Yeah, so you can't just throw that on. You can't just twist that on the organization. Nah, that's him saying that. That wasn't Mr. Rooney. That wasn't Kevin Colbert. That wasn't Mike Tomlin. None of them have said any of that. Your boy said that.
No, but that's the other side of it too. Like, I'm not surprised because this was always a possibility whenever the season started. Dude's 39 years old. You know what I mean? So
you can't put it on the organization. Don't put it on the organization. Because
there might be something to it though. There might be something to it because he left it very open ended. All signs pointing to it. This could be this.
Yeah. He started out the press conference saying he doesn't speak in definites. He doesn't speak in guarantees, right? But he could have easily just been like, well, I'm going to take it day by day. Like he said when he was addressed, was that a week, 2 weeks ago when they asked him? And he was like, man, I'm not really thinking I'll address it at the end of the season. He could have easily said that when he was asked in this press conference. That was the first question they asked him. But he decided to go ahead and divulge that information to us, those intimate feelings that he's going through, to let us know that all signs are pointing, not because of that person or that person. He simply said that. So all we can go off is what he said. So this is inspired by him, not anybody else, by him.
The signs pointing to it is that he's got 1 year on his contract, though.
But when he said all signs point, he didn't say all signs point because I got 1 year on my contract. He just said
he did bring that up.
But he brought it up, but it wasn't like back to back like that, as if all sounds important because it's the last year of my contract. He didn't say it like that.
I just don't know if he's definitively done or thinks that he's done.
See, I think that he does.
Like
when I watched the video, I got that takeaway. I was like, yo, that looks like a man that understands, like, look, I am no longer what I once was. I no longer want to do it if it's not going to look like this. Did the contract, does it add to it? Absolutely. Does the losing add to it? Absolutely. Does the current roster add to it? Absolutely. And that, when you think of like the all signs, I think of like those variables as well. But I do think at the end of the day, that statement from him comes from his heart. That's something that he wanted to get off his chest, because it wasn't like nobody forced him to say that. And he's had ample opportunities to make those exact same statements. And he has not once this season. But now you still got 2 games. It's not even like it's the last game. It's the last home game, but it's not the last game. So for him to even bring it up now, it's like, bro, you still got a whole another week after this, potentially more if things bounce our way and we get into the playoffs. So that's why for me, I thought it was, he really wanted to get this off his chest if you're bringing it up right now, because you really don't need to.
I think he's just being straight up though too, because I mean that is the matter of fact of this situation.
Yeah.
Now whether it's his decision or if it's the Steelers that don't want to resign him, this very well could be his last home game at Heinz Field. I think he was just being straight up about it. So to have the emotions or to be talking about it in that fashion, I don't know. I think it's just being honest.
Yeah, I like his honesty though.
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying though. I don't.
But I like the honesty. But you was twisting it to make it like it was the organization putting that in his back, and that was never indicated. You did. That was how you spent it though when you first started.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
I think he was getting forced out, and that wasn't what the message was. He never hinted to that. No one's ever said anything like that. You just like created that right here.
Well, all I'm saying is it didn't feel like he was like, I want to retire. Like,
you don't think so?
No, I think he was talking more of like outside factors.
He was at peace, like, yo, everything's pointing to it. I would tell you today, but if I tell you today, then it takes away from the surprise. Listen, I think he wants to keep that going, but I do think that he was very clear, like, yo, it's over.
Okay. I mean, if that's your take on it, if that's how it is, like, I'm 100% good with that. I don't want the other side of it where it's like he wants to come back and the Steelers don't want him back, especially if he could give like a team-friendly contract, because I actually think that would help the team. All we got to do next year is draft an offensive line. Maybe draft some pieces on defense. I mean, to be 7-7-1, we actually probably should be. You know, what would it be, 8-7, or what would it be, 9-6?
We could play that, or we could be 5-9. We could do that too.
My point is, I think it could make sense logistically for him to come back next year, because he was in really good shape apparently in the offseason. I do think he's been playing this season injured too. This is no excuse, because if you're out there, you got to play well.
Right.
But like ever since that Raiders and Bengals game, like he didn't look like what he did in that Lions game. Like he looked really spry.
No, I would agree, man. Absolutely, I would agree.
So my point is, if he had an offseason, get back to now. I don't know if he wants to go through that whole process again.
Well, in how many years now are we seeing where he's banged up, and that's becoming the justification for his play at times? We even talked about it a year ago, right? Oh, it's not the arm anymore; it's the knee. Now it's the hip, it's the shoulder. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's it gonna be next year? And then the year after, and the year, like, eventually, man, you got to just call it what it is, man. Sometimes guys get old. It happens, man. He is like about to be 40. You know,
I do think there was a little bit of open-endedness to it, but at the same time, with him saying that, there's a good chance, probably more likely than not, this is going to be his last game at Heinz Field. With him saying it like that.
If that is going to be the case, are you okay with that?
Like I said, I'm fine with it. If it's his decision, he wants to be done. Hell yeah, I'm definitely fine with that. Dude's giving a lot to the city.
I like. So can we get that tribute video then?
I'm still not about it because I do like.
I'm still not about it.
I still like the other part of what Ben said. At the end of the day, like not getting a Lombardi, not being in the playoff mix, it makes the season suck. It makes the season feel
they're in the mix though.
Yeah, I know, but
yeah,
makes the season feel like a failure. So I do think we're very much focused, or at least that's what Ben said in the press conference. Like, focus on this Browns game.
Yeah.
Focus on this. Focus on the next one. Let's get these 2 wins. Let's get in the playoffs.
Hey, man, win this week. Get flex next week. I mean, hey, we got a chance, man.
Oh, what would we get flexed to? Sunday night?
Yeah, that's what we're saying, potentially.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'd be
but obviously, a lot is going to depend on Sunday's games, and then obviously us taking care of business on Monday to make that game worthwhile. But that the NFL has
Sunday's
indicated
games are actually really big.
They are.
They're really big.
They definitely are.
We could know.
Yeah.
We could know so much going in that Monday night game.
Like, I kind of like it, but I kind of how you feel about that? Like when you get the information like that a day ahead.
Yeah, it could either amp you up or it could be a buzzkill.
I'm kind of like 50-50 on that.
Well, Colts are without Wentz.
Yeah, which is huge. And he's definitely going to miss because they said he wasn't
He's out.
Yeah, so he's out. He has to miss the at least this one game or whatever. Because I know they switched the rules, but he definitely is going to miss this one.
And then we just need the Chiefs to take care of business against the Bengals.
Yeah. But the Bengals obviously are competing to win the division. If they win that game, they can win the division.
Yeah, and it's not like the Chiefs are going to be bowing down, though, because they're
still trying to play for the 1 seed. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a lot that's still on the table. Yeah, without a doubt, man.
The one other angle I was thinking, this is just conspiracy things, though.
Uh-oh. I like when you get conspiracy.
Because of the open-endedness to it, maybe he planted this at the right time. Get the team a little motivated. Yeah, get the team a little motivated for that playoff push.
When was it? Wasn't it some earlier in the season where we were talking about is this the motivation tactic as well? I forgot what it was.
This could be.
Hey, man, we went for the Gipper, bro. Last ride, man. We need something from you guys. Hey, I want to be able to run the ball this last game. All right, guys. If this is my last game of Heinz, I want to be able to run the ball, have play action, and I'm going to go no huddle. But y'all got to protect for me. All right, I need y'all to protect. I need y'all to want to protect. All right, the same way when them little kids be in the stands hollering 7 and they say they still believe in me, I still believe in y'all. So they gonna hit them with, bro, just like that. They be like, yeah, I can see it now. KG, yeah, my cat feel good, coach. Yeah, damn more. I'm gonna block them all night, 7. Don't you worry. And then you better believe Chooks over there running my way. Like that's gonna be the vibe, bro.
This probably should have been the mentality the whole season,
but it don't hit the same though. You know, it's like a Hollywood blockbuster. You got to wait till it's like the end where all the adversity is built up, and you're like, oh my god, is the hero gonna die right here? Is this how we're gonna end it? And he finds a way, you know. Yeah, man. So your boy gonna find a way, man. I'm a little sad though, bro. I wish I had a 7 jersey. I would totally wear it on Monday. You got one?
I got a Reebok one, and I got a Nike one.
I didn't know how you would feel though, like if you didn't have one on out there on Monday, and I did, like, you know.
I was gonna not wear one just to piss people off. I mean, I'm still thinking about it, honestly. I'm thinking about rocking the Datsun. To be honest with you.
Why don't you rock the Mason?
I don't have a Mason. I have the Vic.
rock the Vic then. Or the Duck. I was thinking Duck, not Mason. I was thinking Duck. Yeah, because you got the Duck. That's the way. Rock the Duck, bro. I thought about pulling up in the Vic, and I was like, I'm not disrespecting my dog 7 like that. Like, I just can't do it. It's the last ride.
Nah, I could give you one. My jersey. They're XL.
They're XL? You think I could XL?
I think you could.
Yeah. I slipped up a little bit, something. I'd be working out.
I think you bulked up a little more. You were down with COVID.
Bro, I look sick.
Yeah,
I was like about to die,
COVID.
bro.
I think you bulked back up.
It's not cool.
Yeah, I'll definitely give you one.
I have to look into that, man. A little XL. I just come out there with like might just paint my chest. Because you said face paint not cool.
No.
Chest paint
whack.
is cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I could paint like a 7 with like a big heart on my joint. Would that work?
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Okay. Don't be surprised.
What's the weather going to be like?
Probably going to be cold.
I don't think it's going to be that good. It's been warm, so we'll see. I don't really feel like checking the weather right now.
I don't either. But let's see what the chat has to say, because we do want y'all involved in this conversation as well. I know we got a ton of supers, so we're going to get to those as well.